But what was this Byzantine Empire? Well, stated in the most simple, straightforward terms, the Byzantine Empire was simply the eastern half of the Roman Empire, which after the fall of the city of Rome in 476, carried on the imperial heritage of the Empire of Rome. And in this regard, it should be also mentioned that the very term Byzantine didn't exist at the time. It's of later origin. It derives from the later Middle Ages. What's important to remember is that the citizens of this empire, as well as its rulers, considered themselves and designated themselves first and foremost as Romans, Romaioi. Even though they lived, all of them, along the eastern shores of the Mediterranean, and they used Greek as their cultural language. Nonetheless, we are Romans. We are the descendants. We're part of this empire. Now, this Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire came into being how? Well, when the Roman Emperor Constantine I, he decided to transfer his capital from Rome to the east at the very beginning of the 4th century, the 300s. The site that was chosen was a small Greek settlement called Byzantion, located on the narrow straits of the Bosphorus, which connect the Black Sea with the Sea of Marmora and eventually the Aegean and Mediterranean seas. In modern day terms, Byzantion, Constantinople, Istanbul. Same place. This was a meeting place of Europe and Asia. Beginning in 324, Roman builders transformed Byzantion into the magnificent imperial capital, which upon its completion in 330, they did a pretty quick job here. But of course, no one could build like the Romans. We still use some of their roads and aqueducts, etc., and bridges today. And when they completed it, they renamed it Constantinople in honor of the emperor who founded it. Constantine I was also the Roman emperor who made Christianity the official religion of the empire. So within a couple centuries from being a religion that was persecuted, now it's the official religion of the empire, thanks to Constantine. And so the Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire was comprised of three basic elements. One, Roman political tradition, with its heritage of written law and authority, centralized in a supreme ruler. Two, Hellenic culture, that is, carried on the tradition of classical Greece. And three, Christian belief. Roman political tradition, Hellenic Greek culture, Christian belief. These are the three basic characteristics of East Roman Byzantine Empire. Now, after the fall of the western half of the empire, including Rome itself, when it was overrun by various Germanic tribes in the 5th and 6th centuries, only Byzantium was left to carry on the political, cultural, and religious traditions of the great empire of the Roman Caesars. And in this respect, Byzantium became the second Rome. As the inheritor of the Roman imperial tradition, the Byzantine Empire stretched from the eastern shore of the Adriatic Sea, through the Balkans, the Greek peninsula, Asia Minor, that is modern-day Turkey, the eastern shores of the Mediterranean, the Middle East. Its greatest territorial extent was reached in the 6th century under an emperor called Justinian. Being such a large entity, the empire continually had to, through war and diplomacy, fight off its many enemies. In the east, first it was the Persian Empire, and then its successor, the Arab Caliphate. In the west were the Bulgars, the predecessors of the modern-day Bulgaria, who's just north of Constantinople, northwest. And there they created a powerful state in the lower Danube River. And then to the north were the various nomadic tribes of the Ukrainian and South Russian steppes, which continued to pour out of the east. And these included, as we know from our earlier list, Avars, the anti-Slavs, the Magyars, the Bulgars, the Khazars themselves, and finally, the Rus, all of whom the Byzantine East Romans disdained as little more than barbarians who wanted nothing more than to gain by spoil and plunder the riches of Greco-Roman civilization and life of the Byzantines who had that to offer. Now, the general Byzantine practice was to play off these barbarians from the north against each other, thereby hoping to maintain the empire's influence over the northern and eastern shores of the Black Sea, and to protect its ever-threatened frontier. Throughout its more than 1,000 years of existence, it came into being effectively in the 300s, and it lasted until 1452. And during those 1,000 years, Byzantium, Constantinople, remained a prize, a magnet toward which the peoples from the north were continually drawn. The Varangian Slavic Rus were just another of these peoples who were enthralled by the glitter of Byzantium.